I don't know. That was like something that was going on like during the election, and that was like it was like popping up on like Twitter and stuff, and I was like, oh,
Oh, okay. A lot of those
yeah,
kind of shenanigans.
yeah. It was interesting, and I was just like, okay, well, I don't know anything about this, but it seems amusing, sort of.
Okay.
It's memeable.
Memeable.
Well, yeah, there were like all these like images, and it's like, oh, say you're gay and then get yeeted to super hell, and I was like, okay.
Oh, that's hilarious. I like knew one of my sister's friends was like really into supernatural, so like I would sometimes hear stuff from them, but that's the entire extent of my relationship with that.
I feel like it was like the one of the choice series for the teen girls back in the day.
Right. Also, I guess occasionally going into Hot Topic and seeing like a million shit with that. There's like so
Basically, yes.
much like merchandise and things.
That does not surprise me.
Right, right. It's like that Riverdale, I think is the name.
Oh, that's the new one,
And
yeah.
like BTS, which I know is a band, but like anytime I would go into like Hot Topic, those would be like the big things I'm bombarded with that isn't like My Hero Academia.
Right. High Blue.
Hello.
Oh, hey! Hello!
I'm just
Oh,
learning that I'm just learning that BTS has stuff in Hot Topic.
They do in my area.
Oh, okay.
wait, what?
That, like, one of the Hot Topics nearby me, I say nearby, like an hour drive, but like, that's near me. Like has like a bunch of K-pop shit in it for some reason.
Yeah, that sounds like my brother.
Oh,
You just like casually just driving hours on end like it's nothing.
well, I live in like a small town, so everything is an hour away. Like there's a whole bunch of cities, but they're all an hour away in different directions.
I have a similar relationship to like distances, but I live in a city, but everything is takes forever because of traffic.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
So if you want to go like across, if you want to drive from like one end of like the metropolitan area to the other, it takes like an hour and a half. So at least that's without traffic too. So
Ah. Okay. Oh, so I'm
so I
missing one CG for Dean. Okay.
oh that's fine. You don't need that one.
Oh wait, there's one last CG at the very bottom. I don't know what that is for, but
Mm.
okay.
Have you done like a D route yet? Maybe it's like a D route thing.
I kind of assumed that all of those would be in trauma.
Okay.
Also, there's two it locks on them, but it says I have 67 out of 70. So wouldn't that mean I'm missing 3?
Maybe there's a hidden one, or I don't know.
Uh,
Or maybe they're gonna add one.
okay, maybe. Or I can't count. Maybe I'm doing this math wrong.
I mean, 67 out of 70 would seem to indicate 3 remaining.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
And there's 2 in trauma I'm missing. Okay.
Oh, okay, but there's like the Dean one too. You said, right?
Yeah. So there's 2 in the regular in memories that I'm missing and 2 in trauma.
Oh, that's like 4 though.
That is 4. Wait, I'm confused now. Okay.
Ian, hello, Ian.
Hello.
Hi! Everyone's here.
This is gonna be chaos hearing the voice call Lowry the password. Oh god.
It's what the people want. It's what the people want.
Alright.
Yeah, be here, be queer. Let's do it.
Right?
So wait. You're missing go to the trauma one real quick.
Trauma. Yes, I'm missing the bottom two on the rightmost column.
Okay. The bottom right one, I'm pretty sure that's the Tyson one. It just for some reason hasn't popped up yet.
What?
Like,
did I do a
Tyson-
choice wrong?
No, it's like the werewolf. Remember, like Tyson
Oh,
and, like, Orlando?
okay.
Yeah. The one above it, I don't have that one. I have no clue. That's the only one I missed.
Oh, did you do
Probably
route?
around B stuff.
Did you do D?
I did some of D, but
Okay.
I must not have done all of it. And I've never just done the full B like all the way through. So Other?
Okay. Well, here's the B one. Unless there are multiple CGs that are exclusive to B, like I don't know.
Yeah, I know. In the memories, there's a B one somewhere. Or
I
actually, I think it's D.
I still really think it's weird that Dean gets 2 CGs for his death.
So you can see his pain twice.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wait.
He needs to die twice.
Ah!
I know, right?
The bear himself is fine.
He needs to compensate for his transgressions.
Yes, he's hot. That doesn't make up for him.
Man, the knife gets a death count of 2. I just realized that. Man, that knife's putting in work.
Tyson is way hotter. Come on.
No, Tyson is. I just also like the
Yeah.
bear.
Psh.
Yeah, see, Selkie's right. Y'all are so mean to the bear, to Dean.
No, it
No,
makes
no.
sense.
Does Dean have a memory where he's holding you up and your nose is bleeding? Because that's a good memory.
I love that it's in memory. Like, it's not in trauma, it's in memory. So this is a loving
He's not dying,
memory.
so it's a memory. Oh, it's
Dave
beautiful.
considers this a
Aw.
memory, not a trauma.
Yes.
I mean, it's a good moment.
yeah, I would gladly get beat up by Tyson. Like, come on.
Right? Right?
Yeah, it's like, hey, stay in my life, beat the shit out of me. Okay.
Yeah, can't we just like you know, like, I don't know, like hit each other a bit? That'll be fun. You know, just bros being bros.
Right? Just brush your bros back, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just, you know, give them a bit of a wash in the back and the front and in the
Yeah,
shower,
just
you know.
like hang out in the shower together.
Yeah.
That one needs some official art. I want to see that.
Mm.
That shit is bad.
I love that, like,
Ugh.
Haas criticizes Dave for that in Haas's route.
For what?
Where Haas is like, you know, it's kind of weird that you like shower with your brother.
No,
Are you sure
no,
it's not anything more than just you being brothers? And Dave is like, it doesn't have to be anything more. We're brothers. That's normal to shower together, right?
Totally.
After last night, I played some Password and Tyson's route. I just like sped through some of his parts. Oh god, like there are, like right from the start, like right after he punches you and shit, like every Tyson's. Oh my god, that's so hot. Every single Tyson scene, he's always just like, "You want me to fuck you?" Or like, "Are we gonna fuck?" Like,
Yeah, he keeps offering.
I know. And he's always, "I ain't gay."
I ain't gay, but do you want to fuck?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you know
don't,
what
And
they
then
but
say.
you have to
you.
sit through 10 days of him going like, no, go for Dean.
I mean, you know, it's fine so long as the balls aren't touching. It's fine. It's not good.
Oh, that's that's great. That's great. This rat is cute though.
Tyson is so good.
Well, I forgot that like Sal has one singular CG.
Oh wow, really?
He's got one.
I mean, he's got sitting with Dave, drinking. a glass of water, but that's about
Oh,
it. Yeah, that one.
that's a cute scene. He's like holding him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there are two. Okay. Is that the least?
I think so.
Yeah, because Orlando now has like 5.
Yeah.
Oh my God! How many does Roswell need? Why are there so many Roswell?
There's like 6 Roswell ones. I mean, to be fair, there's like 7 Tyson ones.
Yeah. Plus, the first Roswell one happens in every route.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I mean,
Tyson has the most CGs, which is
Well, he deserves
As
it.
Fair.
he should.
which is very fair. I'm not gonna criticize that.
It's a fan favorite for a reason.
If anything, he probably doesn't have enough CGs.
I like how-
Facts.
I like how the scene with Dean, like the hand job scene, is in the gallery.
It's not. Why isn't it Grizz? Like,
He's probably gonna take it out eventually, because I don't think he wants like sexual, like just.
yeah, I was really surprised
down
when
there.
that came up, and I'm like, I have to edit a part of password.
Do you mean like the whole? Do you mean like the whole Switch thing, or what?
No, when he like fingers you,
Oh.
you see his dick and everything.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, you said like
Oh.
the whole thing came out. Oh, do you mean just like the scene?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like when Grizz, like, or when they were talking about how like apparently Grizz wants to get password on like on Switch.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. So that was like kind of one of the impetus apparently for like making it safe for work or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Honestly,
there is
that's fine.
only
Like,
there
it
is only
keeps the game
one
fun.
not safe for work CG, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
I
one
thought-
right next to Dean that you don't have?
I don't
think that
know.
might just be one. I think it's just one where they're kissing in the hot tub. Man.
What? That happens?
Yeah.
What?
I totally didn't do it. What? No.
Whoa, Ian.
I had to unlock the gallery. Okay, shut up.
Uh-huh.
Completionist.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, that means I'll have to go back and do that at some point.
Nah.
I'll do it off stream just because I know that no one wants Dean content.
Yeah, just fall for Dean the whole time, and I'm sure you'll get the option to kiss him.
I mean, I chose like
Like-
all the platonic options for Dean, like
And yet you
And
still
until
go
this
for
one.
Roswell.
until
You
this
still go
one.
for Roswell.
Look for like Dean, Roswell, and Orlando. I chose all of the platonic things until day 19.
Yeah, the game's pretty much just gives you the choice no matter what you pick.
Yeah.
That's a little. I don't know if I like that actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it either, because you don't get the choice for Tyson, right?
I mean, you do. You have
There's
to kind
one
of,
point where you say "I love you," and there's like or 3 dots. I never picked the
Oh.
3 dots because, of course, I'm gonna say "I love you."
fucking course.
Wow, I don't even remember that decision. Clearly, I was just like, oh, there is no option here. It's just...
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, you have to kind of, well, okay, there are a lot of options, like, where you can say things. It kind of frustrates me, because it's like you can say things to him, and then, like, he's like, it's like it doesn't matter or something for quite a while, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but I want to tell him.
And like the choices matter. Like sometimes, like I remember for Sal's route, I played through it first and I liked it, and then I played through it again because I don't even remember what I was doing. I was like skipping through the choices, and I got to one point when he's at like the pool with Sal, and like there's the option to like hug Sal, and I hit that, and then like Sal like pushed him away. He's like, "No, you can't hug me." I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
shit,
what,
did I do wrong
really?
This time?" Yeah, like I must have did something wrong the second time around.
Oh, okay.
But then I remember you got him to hug you, and I was like, "Oh yes, thank you." Good.
No, Sal's a good boy.
Yeah, I like.
I told him pretty upfront right away. Like I did a lot of the romance choices at the beginning.
Yeah, because you know he's big.
He's a good boy. You get to sleep on him.
I know,
gosh.
it's so cute.
It's so amazing how the simple things are just what Josh wants.
What's wrong with that?
I
Sleep
can
on
sleep on him.
your boyfriend Elgin.
I mean, he's good natured and nice. I can sleep on him. What's more to want?
I mean, you know, there's just this whole like
I
injection
want the sex scene. I mean, what? I mean,
Oh.
I,
Oh,
Maybe-
but who
maybe
would
they'll
be the
get there.
bottom in the relationship?
Sal.
Oh, good.
Mm.
Here, I thought Roswell was gonna be the only route that Dave gets the top.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, I get to top Tyson at some point.
Oh, facts. At some point, he has
yeah.
to let you, right?
I mean, he'd do it. Obviously, you're his only one true love. He's gonna do anything for you.
It just takes time to get there. That's all.
Yeah, it's
Mhm,
fine.
mhm.
I warm up to it. But yeah, I totally didn't reread the sex scene PDF for him and Tyson yesterday.
Oh, good, good. Does even Grizz not care about Roswell? Because he has the most unfinished CGs out of, like, the latest batch.
I think they just, since he's changing the artwork, like you can see like how his new stuff looks compared to the old stuff. He's probably just like, ah.
I mean, at least all the characters
sketches.
still look really chunky, and I think that's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
I
I like
like
their
the sketches.
eyes. The new ones.
Yeah.
Is
like-
Grizz doing the art, or is it someone else?
I always
like-
assumed it was him.
Like, I don't know because I haven't really like I've not been on like Password Patreon or anything, so I don't actually know who does what.
Neither do I.
There's multiple people that he works with, so yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's like a handful of people credited for the soundtrack, so.
Yeah. And I know that that one dude, I think it's like Nice Cat or something like that. He did like a Echo review, and he like does password videos. I think he works on the game too, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Because he did this artwork. At least it's credited. For the
Oh, okay.
goodbye.
Oh yeah, okay, I see cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently he works on the game too. I don't know
Oh,
what.
okay.
Oh, and this Nice Kate or Nice Kit.
Yeah. He's got a Twitter, I think.
Yeah.
He's got a
Not
shout
bad.
out in Echo, so.
Oh yeah, the weird Easter egg that I somehow found. I remember I watched a YouTube video of someone who live streamed the game, and someone in the audience told him to do that, and it popped up. I was like, "What the fuck?" It's so obscure. Like I tried googling stuff about it, and like nothing pops up.
Oh, good. Oh, I hope Liam shows back up.
Oh, it's starting to get like Latin character bots now.
Oh, fucking lit.
Maybe Liam is the one who planted the bomb as he left.
Oh, Selkie, if you anytime the phone shows up, like Chase's phone, if you hit the home button, it actually takes you to a new window.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like Chase's apps, and he has basically a grinder on there.
Oh my god.
You can see a bunch of stuff. I'm sure a lot of them are Easter eggs, but like I only knew one of them.
Yeah, I'm sure they're like people who've worked on the game or like done
Yeah.
something. I don't
Done
know.
something.
I would not expect Chase to have grinder. I would expect Leo to, but not Chase.
I almost don't expect Leo to either, though.
Yeah, he'll just fuck Flynn.
He did that
really?
once and said he didn't like it.
He
I
did
can
it a few times.
I mean, I can see why. I mean,
Which might be a normal reaction to fucking Flynn, but like.
Well, I mean, staring into the abyss. What more can you want?
Oh my god.
Plus, Flynn was the one who said Leo was the less emotional one about it. He wouldn't look him in the eye or anything.
Yeah.
he has to picture Chase, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how much porn he has that's all otter related.
Yeah.
He has a
Otter
type,
wolf.
He does.
so it's fine.
It's fine. We all have We all have our types. It's fine.
Right.
Very true.
I happen to maybe like maned wolves, apparently.
Yep. Oh.
Since
As
I
soon as
even
you
like
found out
Mark,
was the
some-
main
yeah.
wolf.
No, but Mark's charming though.
Man, but okay, what's the deal with him being creepy as shit and like Gabriel isn't? Like, there's
It-
so many creepy Mark scenes. That one
Yeah,
was
that-
holding you.
It makes me like want to know more about like Mark though.
Oh, true.
Where I'm like, ooh, mysteries. Like,
Ooh, main wolf that wants to murder you. Hell yeah.
yeah. What does the
I mean,
shark
to be-
do? Cry? Like that's cute. It's a good scene. I like
To
it.
be fair, I mean, Mark's like really creepy scene that I can remember is like, you know, when he's like actually dreaming. So,
Oh, did you not play Build 2?
no, I only did play Build 1, I think.
Okay. There's a
There's,
scene
like,
early
more,
on
right?
in
I
Build
mean-
2 that's a bit sus.
Yeah. He like
Uh,
hugs you from behind, but it's like really creepy.
Hmm.
It's a good CG though,
Oh yeah.
because it's Mark hugging you, so that's pleasant.
Yeah.
Fine.
Ah. All right, I'll probably start reading now. I don't know if you want to like stay in the call or not, but you can if you want.
I can be mostly quiet. I'll
Okay.
just listen to you.
I'll mute and say something if something comes up.
when I inevitably missay something.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, I can help
Alright,
with that.
station.
Yeah.
Where's my drink, real quick though? There we go. I could hear Benson's footsteps ahead of me as we walked through the hall. I couldn't tell where we were compared to anything else in the house. And just that the further we got, the stronger the smell. The putrid smell lingering on the air, and not nearly as strong as what it had once been in the lab itself, but it was there, unquestionably. Benson's footsteps stopped at some point on the walk, and I almost bumped into him. In the dark, I could hear him sigh out, and the distracted, the distanced, wow, I can't, distinct, yes, we got there, beeping of something entered into something, or right before the door opened to the lab. The smell hit me again, the moment the door opened, and the green light, and in the green light I noticed Benson flinch as he strode on in. It's funny how it'd be like a couple seconds. It's fine. As for me, I struggled to not throw up from how bad it smelled. Catching a look at Benson, he seemed as if he was unresponsive to what he was seeing, almost like he wasn't there much, like at dinner. Don't worry, Dave. We won't be here long, just long enough. But the smell, and perhaps I'm just used to it. Or your nose is far more sensitive than mine. Alas, there are things we need to check. What things? What's there to check? He looked around the room before making any advances towards Oswin's body. Each stride carefully placed and accompanied with another survey. Yep. Thanatos, come on out. I know you're here. Thanatos, the rat. So you're back. So you're both back, huh? Learned anything yet? Who could have done it? I was hoping that you might shed some insight on that. There was a chittering laughter that echoed through the lab. My eyes were straining and trying to spot where he was, but it was hard to place based on his voice. An assassin turned a butler of the son of a and the son of a police officer, investigating the death of a man who, by all right, gave up long ago. Gave up? Thanatos' laughter echoed again, and I approached Benson, who was assessing something about the stab wound. Ah, thank you, Eden.
No problem.
Hey, Benson, what do you think he means by that? I believe that. I believe just that, as much as I'd hate to think it. But why? Looking at this in purely a clinical manner, I can tell that, in my experience, such a wound, both in its execution, if you'll pardon the phrasing, and likely the circumstances leading up to it, Benson let himself die here. Oswin let himself die here. But I know that already. We just don't know who or why. Oswin was a little creepy, sure, but he seemed okay. He was a great man, Dave. Or at least he tried to be. To his credit, he tried, and legitimately so, to be better than his parents and siblings both. Benson's voice lowered as he turned back to Oswin, placing a hand directly on his head. So delicately that it almost looked like he was scared that Oswin would crumble under his touch. He was a good son. You weren't his dad, were you? He and I were so close as we could be father and son without being one officially. Call it the nature of master and servant, if that helps. But in the absence of a caring father or loving mother, it was my job to fill that void. And willingly I did. We stood in a moment of silence before it was broken again, with the distinct sound of tiny footsteps and the quiet, yes, snickering, distorted by static. Hey, there you are. Miss me? Not overly. You were repugnant. Repugnant, okay. A rodent. What a word. Oi, no need to insult the old bastard. Back me up here, Junior. I'd rather stay out of it, thanks. You're no fun. Didn't I tell you to figure out what happened? You did, yes, but so far I haven't made much progress. You sure about that? You got the butler here, after all. Is that important? You tell me, Benny boy, or rather tell Junior here. You already know who killed him, after all. Does he? What? I saw Benson stiffen, when Thanatos spoke, leading his comment at... And watching Benson. He said nothing else, his tail whipping behind him in erratic jerks. No, he hasn't figured it out yet. Otherwise, he wouldn't be right here. Wouldn't be here right now, right? I turned away from Thanatos to look to Benson, frowning. Right, Benson? Benson's stare was fixated on Thanatos, and I could have sworn the rat was smiling at him. I never liked you. You unnatural, filthy creature. That's harsh. Another robotic snicker sounded from the speaker on Thanatos' collar. And I saw Benson's knuckles tense. With how annoyed he was, it was almost enough to completely forget the smell. Benson looked to Oswin before looking back to me with a stern frown, looking me over. He was deciding something, and he wasn't being subtle about it. wasn't being subtle about it, and how he searched my face for something. Dave. Yes? We're done here. Come on, before the stench gets to you, or any more than it already has. No, tell me. No. No, Benson. Benson, please, tell me. He guided me by the shoulder out of the room and back into the passage. I caught one last look at Thanatos standing on Oswin's desk, looking almost amused as we left. Onwards we went. We walked. The lessening smell enough to keep me distracted with each breath, clearing my head, despite it being with stale air. Benson stepped around me and opened the door, guiding me through to a very familiar room. It wasn't as dark. The air, while no less stale, was less tainted, and I sighed out with a clear head. Benson, why did we go there? What did Thanatos mean that you already knew who killed Oswin? He said nothing, closing the door behind him and ensuring that it was locked. As he turned to me, his voice was soft, quiet, but there wasn't any sadness in it, and just a lack of emotion entirely. I have had my suspicions for a while now. Of? Perhaps it's a lack of wanting to accept the truth, or a lack of evidence to back up my assumption. I can't say. We'll just say it anyway. But if we know who, then, or... Do you know that one of the most important things to Oswin was, Dave? What was one of them? Okay. Medicine? Being a doctor? Family. Really, I don't think I would have ever gotten that, given, He had an odd way of showing it, yes. Although I had myself to blame for that. Granted, it's a wonder he didn't turn out worse. A mother and father that was too busy investing to pay mine to their own spawn, or anything else for that matter. But Oswin loved them all the same. An older brother that he idolized, and an adopted sister that he loved as if she were his own flesh and blood all the same. He'd do anything for either of them, as much as they'd take advantage. Oh, she was adopted? Okay, I don't remember that. Take advantage? How? You see, the Hammond line occasionally gives way to, shall we say, gifted individuals. As it happens, all three of them had this, gift. But Florencia was adopted. You just said so. Indeed. Her aptitude was something that attracted her... attracted her as a potential rival to the other two. Not the best reason to adopt a child, but her and Reginald got on quite well. And Oswin? Well, once upon a time he had a bright-eyed and enthusiastic young... He was a bright-eyed and enthusiastic young man. The lack of attention he got from his siblings outside the times they needed him to further their own pursuits. It didn't seem to bother him so much. Oh, you think it should be was attracted? Okay. Was attracting? Okay. What happened? Benson sighed, shaking his head. He ran a hand through his fur before straightening his tie. I'm sure he told you about the medical trial. I think I understand. Good. But you understand why. I was reluctant in my guesses. Good. Reginald is dead. Florencia, well, we have bigger problems if she's currently here. Although, there's very little chance she's around. At least I would have assumed as such until now. But would she kill Oswin? He's her brother. I'm not the best one to ask that question, Dave. The very notion of killing someone isn't as taboo to me as it should be for you. How could you just... I was stunned, looking between the door that we had come through, and back to Benson. The thought was just as foreign. Was just so foreign, I didn't know how to process it. How do you, how can you be so impersonal about it? No, my boy. It's always personal. Murder is something that is is nothing but the most personal thing you could do to an individual. Okay, fine, but just... I whined, thinking back to everything I'd seen in the vault thus far. Every death that I'd stopped. And what kind of person would just do that to the people I care about? What is it, Dave? Who killed Oswin? Say Roswell. The only person it could be would be... He trailed off. God damn it. Coming to a realization, eyes wide open for a brief moment before he settled on me. Someone I shall have to deal with personally. No, just tell me. That's not fair. We're in danger and you figured it out. Why won't you tell me? Because it is my pound of flesh to receive. He is my family, and I will see this done. Do not worry. This shall not put any of you and yours in danger. That I promise. So what am I meant to do now? Wait, I had questions for you. Then by all means, you're welcome to ask away. First, thank you for saving me from him. But why are you back? You could say a gut feeling. While I did take a day off, it was merely to fulfill my promise to Oswin. In truth, it's much more than that. He made me swear to keep you safe prior to that, no matter what happens. You had to be the one to survive this month. You had to be, so none of the others, specifically Dave, okay. But why me? I hadn't met him before I arrived, and he was that willing to throw everything into keeping me alive? What about the others, or his own family? I'm afraid the true answer to that question died with him. Then guess. Perhaps he, saw in you a son of sorts. Or perhaps something else. Or because I can use the vault? I sighed out, scratching my neck. My eyes were still slowly getting used to the dark, but unless I was going to be lying in bed, I'd much rather have been somewhere with more light. I think I'm done for tonight. I don't know what's going to happen now. Well, I would assume you'd head to bed. Leave Oswin to me. Oh man, what are you gonna do with Oswin's body? You gonna bury it?
Throw him in the freezer.
You throw him in the freezer?
You know, just cremate him. Just put him in the fire.
There are so many options. If you're sure, but I'm sorry that he died. Thank you, Dave. Granted, if this haunts you at all, please come seek me out. Chances are you're still in shock over seeing the body. I don't really know what I'm feeling anymore. Yesterday made that very confusing. Nodding slowly to myself, I broke away from Benson and headed up to the room. There really wasn't going to be much to in the way of answers I could get tonight, or if there was, I couldn't consciously think of the questions after hearing that Benson knew of the culprit behind Oswin's murder. Who wants pork chops? Oh my god, Selkie. All I could do was push it to the back of my mind and have faith that he'd handle it. I had enough on my plate as it was. Oh good, I can skip. What happens on day 15? I don't even remember. The sound, the sound I heard made me flinch, and Haas cower, slightly nearby. Along with it came with the distinctive clack of Benson's shoes on the tile as he came to stand with the rest of us. Is everyone all right? He looked at each of us in turn as he checked that his gun was loaded, before settling his eyes on the front door. What was that, anyway? It sounded like someone getting creative with explosions. But worry not, I intend to find out what the nature of what it was specifically. Oh, right, the bridge, yeah. Is that wise? Right, yeah. Worry not. I shouldn't be too long. All things considered, I wouldn't dare consider leaving the house without being armed anyway. He looked at me, stern. I gulped and nodded slowly, wondering if this was all of what he'd been saying about getting his pound of flesh, or if this was potentially dealing with Jack still out in the woods. Part of me hoped both things were the same. What should we do in the meantime? I don't know, make breakfast? Lunch? I don't know. Everyone stick together. Bunker up in the kitchen, or somewhere you all feel safe, and wait for my return. With that, he rushed out the door with a gun in hand.
Coffee, Dave.
Yeah, go get coffee, maybe some tea. Haas will get the tea. It's all good. With that, he rushed out the door with a... Yeah, whoops. Okay, everything's fine. I forgot that Roswell was here. It was an explosion, Roswell. As far as we know. But it could have been anything. From a lightning strike, or an earthquake, or... Well, I guess it's being a little hopeful that it was just a controlled blast in a nearby mine. There are mines through these mountains? Sorry, no. I mean, I don't know. That's what the hopeful part was. Should we just stay here? I looked at the other three, finding them all muttering to one another, all looking troubled. Ah, there you go, Ian. There's shirtless Tyson. Partially obscured by Sal. What do you guys think? As long as we stay together, it's fine, right? We shouldn't need to have another bunk up, but it's an option. A bit early to decide that. Might have more problems than just a lack of sleep. Well, yeah, I guess that's fair. Should we make coffee or tea while we wait? Or even just move to the kitchen? Benson said we shouldn't be too long. He shouldn't be too long. If we start splitting up or moving about, there's going to be... that's only going to cause more problems if scary movies are anything to go by. Sal had a point, and a few of us parked ourselves on the stairs to keep watch on the front door. There was nothing to tell us how long he's been gone, or how much longer he'd be. For me, though, I kept my ears trained for the sound of gunshots or any sign that things weren't going so well. As time ticked by, and hearing nothing shy of the faint groaning of the house, my worry grew that Benson might not be coming back at all. If that was the case, then we had some hard decisions to make. Okay. The moment they were out of sight, I turned to Benson, keeping my voice low. Benson, are you sure you're up for this? Why wouldn't I be? Well, earlier, and Oswin. While that wound is still fresh, I promise that it won't impact what priorities I have. No more blood shall be spilled on my watch. I cannot afford it. Okay, I understand. No, just hanging out with Oh, whew. My mind was still racing as I slept, thinking about the state of the road and what Benson had said after we'd left the laboratory. One of my friends was a murderer, or at least that was the implication. It was someone Benson knew anyway, and he had it handled. A part of me wondered that when I woke the person next to me was going to be wait when I woke the person next to me was going to be gone, having been found guilty. But on top of that, the road being gone made the road home impossible for the time being. If leaving was even an option, but anything about who was being marked for death and why was somehow less important now that Oswin was dead. Probably because he was gone. There wasn't anyone else to really ask questions about, and all I had to go off was his assurance that if we got it to the end of the month, we'd be fine. Then there was Jack, and what he was going to do next. Would he come to the house? Benson's gaze went dark, almost vacant, as he said Oswin's name, falling deathly silent. I didn't know how to respond or what to do, so I just stood there quietly until he spoke again. I suppose he wouldn't notice a helicopter hold up in his laboratory. Suppose he wouldn't notice a helicopter hold up in his laboratory. Anyway, would he, my boy? I guess not, no. He flashes me a quick smile, before looking back at the woods with a sigh. I hope seeing this body hasn't scared you in any way. No, but something else has, though. Just... You know who killed him, right? Thanatos wasn't lying. He was not. I know who killed Oswin, and I was fairly certain upon seeing how he was killed. And the murderer? You were about to say who it was back in the library, but... I suppose I was, but it shouldn't matter. Not now, anyway. It does, Benson! What the fuck? Okay. Why wouldn't it matter? Because the person who killed Oswin, or at least who I accused of the deed, is no longer a problem. You didn't kill them, did you? But if I did, and if I did... Heavens, my boy, I thought I told you that avenging Oswin was my pound of flesh to retrieve. But killing is... I trailed off when Benson gave me a look. The irony hit me like a truck, given what had happened to Oswin, and I clammed up, right looking away. For future reference, I would rather the term neutralized. Trust that no other death by their hand shall come to pass. But who was it? How can you be so sure? Do you remember how I said the most important thing to Oswin was family? Well, are you familiar of the relationship he and Florencia held? No. Benson shook his head, with a sigh, rubbing his eyes. In any case, it doesn't matter much anymore. But what I can assure you is that Oswin's assailant has been neutralized. You mean dead? No, I mean neutralized. Oswin's murderer is still among the living, but they will not be committing any more murders. I've assured that personally. Ah, so he gave a stern talking to Roswell. Okay. I gave him a funny look and backed up to the door inside again. Maybe it was just the lack of sleep, but I wasn't liking the idea that the murderer was still potentially around. You're not pleased with that explanation, I know. But what good am I without my word? Then, one last thing, before I attempt to sleep again. Go on. Was Osmond's murderer one of my friends? You are playing with fire, Dave. If I were to answer it in affirmation, what would you do? Uh, crusade against your group in hopes of outing an assailant? But if they did, they must have had a reason. But as far as I can tell, everyone's been normal. But there's no one else here. I'm just so... I grumbled, running my hands hastily through my fur. What if I just shared a bed with a murderer? Would you love them any less? Nope. Say you share a bed with Osmond's murderer. What then? What would you do? I don't know. If I knew then, I guess I'd ask them why they did it. What answer would put you at ease? That they did it for a noble reason, and that they fought the good fight? Maybe. It's just so... I don't know. How did you kill people for a living? How does that not bother you? I never said that it didn't haunt me daily. Indeed, I've lost a lot of sleep over the sins I've committed. But rather than regale you with tales of my past, I'll put it simply. The one that killed Oswin would be no friend of yours, Dave. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. Okay. But I want to know, Benson. Who did it, or why? From his vest, he pulled out a neatly folded piece of paper, carefully handing it over to me. This was something left for me in the event he died. Not necessarily a will, but an explanation of sorts. I scanned it once before reading it properly the second time. A lot of it was a long-winded apology, mostly about his shortcomings in life, and that he knew Benson expected better. But the most important part was the part that he reassured Benson about what was about to happen, and that it was his choice. But the page ended before it seemed Oswin was done, as if there was a page missing. It's totally Roswell. You could ever be friends with someone with a Steven Universe shirt? Oh my god, facts for Noe. When did you get this? Shortly after we parted ways last night, I decided to prepare myself before going on watch. I stumbled across it, shall we say. Just this page? It seems like there should be more. I handed the letter back to Benson, and he tucked it away again, neatly folding it without giving it another look. There was an additional page, but I have since disposed of it, per the instructions written on the page in question. Oh, okay. Just a more personal note Oswin left for me. How personal are we talking? Mostly affairs he wished for me to take up in his stead, namely keeping you all alive as best I can. But also to remind you all that the scavenger hunt is still very much ongoing. Okay. Okay. He cared about that? Of all things, that was what he was worried about? Indeed. Oswin did not know the code to the door to open the door. Or perhaps continuing this little game will ensure that he lives to see it open in some other iteration of his life. You believe this interpretation of the timeline thing? Like, really? I believe that. Oswin believed. Maybe in the wake of his brother and sister's influence, or after watching you. It's hard to say. But I'm not one to question the beliefs of the dead. But what's behind the door? You know, right? Or is it still meant to be a secret, even with Oswin dead? Benson studied me carefully, almost as if he was yawning without opening his mouth. The tiredness in his face was apparent, but he nodded slowly. I'll answer this before I must usher you to bed. The tiredness is starting to catch up with me. Sorry, but if this is all for something, then I gotta know.
Behind the door is Oswin's greatest achievement, and his greatest failure, a second chance. I don't get it. A second chance at what? One could say life. And be somewhat correct. Although, that's not entirely true. Despite his one, if monumental failure, Oswin did succeed in creating something brilliant, but understood that such things should not be shared with the world. What I mean to say is that what Oswin hid from the world, and locked behind multiple levels of security, is something he dubbed the Water of Life. Like something to bring back the dead? To be honest, I don't really know. But he was scared of it, and what it'd mean if it got out. But if you could bring someone back, then why can't we just revive Oswin? Dave, do not joke lightly about the deceased. There is no telling if what he made could indeed do that. I'm not joking. We could bring him back, and then you don't have to be sad and... Benson's stare terrified me. A cold, almost murderous look that made me back down. The dead cannot be brought back, my boy. No matter how hard you may wish it, nothing can undo death. Now please, return to bed. Enjoy what rest you can for the next few hours. Before no doubt, we'll all need to discuss what our next move shall be. Huh?
I was just gonna say, Benson at this point is like so done with Dave. He's like, God, why are you being such a dumbass?
Just go to fucking bed, like...
Oh man,
I kind of love it. It's great.
it is great.
Basically telling Dave, he's just like, look, I can't reveal all this shit to you because then the audience would know. Just fucking go to bed.
Right. Oh my god. It's a little bit facts.
I shrunk back against the door, opening it and slipping inside. Making my way back upstairs, I wandered to the bed I spent the night in, almost as if I had never left. I slipped under the covers, and I lay there on my back with my thoughts. Part of knowing what was behind the vault door had taken some of the mystery away, but at the same time had raised a bunch of questions that now no longer could be answered. What was so bad about what he made? Did it not work, or was the problem that it did? Eventually, sleep found me, if only for a little while. And the next thing I knew, I was waking up again. Okay. Wait, it's still day like 16. Okay. We all looked around for a while with no one seemingly knowing the answer. Just as I was about to ask someone else, I was distracted by the sound of Benson walking calmly towards the dining room. Apologies, everyone. Being up all night has taken its toll on me after all. At first I didn't notice anything different, not radically so anyway, but there were small things, like how he was kind of squinting? Yes. His posture wasn't so upright. Calm walking sounds, yeah. As far as the landline, there isn't one to test. Both Oswin and I have personal cell phones, but that's about it. You don't have a landline at all? But why? Because it's outdated. Consider Oswin's tendency to hide himself away. He wasn't the type to order a pizza out of convenience, my boy. Although part of that is likely due to the delivery range. Okay. He'd consider ordering a pizza when there's a bunch of stuff already in the kitchen to make something better. The convenience, maybe. Oh, not implying that he wouldn't. Ask you nicely first, Benson. Benson just smiled, tired but remaining calm as he explained further. In any case, the only communication that could be done over any distance with our current problem would likely be a closed-circuit radio. Like a walkie-talkie? I suppose that could work, yes. Do we have any? I feel like that might be a good for us to have access to. Alas, we do not. We do not. There is little reason to have something of the sort when there's only the two of us, and one of us barely goes outside as it is. You can't stay up forever, Benson. What are we to do about keeping watch? Shy of just taking it in turns, but then relaying any dangers might pose a problem if we're all separated. What about the dinner? The dinner bell? The dinner bell? Oh, 'cause it's loud. Anyone in the house could hear it, right? It could work in a pinch. Should anything go awry, ring the dinner bell, and we'll assemble in the foyer. What if the foyer is dangerous? Heavens, my boy. Any given location can be dangerous, but this is as good as we're going to get, I'm afraid. But I didn't see this as much of an issue if you stick to your partners. Partners? Oh, the scavenger hunt. It would save us going through the hassle of picking groups again. On that note, there was one that stipulated in Oswin's will that I must raise. He intended you to continue the scavenger hunt. What? He can't be serious, can he? The fuck does he want us to do that for? We're in danger. When was this written? He knew? If he knew about the scavenger hunt... Wait, if he knew about the scavenger hunt, then he wrote this while we were here. If that's true, then how do you know it's not a fake? I can assure you I can recognize Oswin's handwriting. After all, his handwriting is atrocious. Fuck, okay. Okay, but, did he say why? Who fucking cares? I thought this might be an issue. In which case, is there anything I can offer as an incentive to go along with Oswin's wishes? Shy of cold hard cash? Probably not. Tyson, you can't just go saying, if it's money you want, then fine. I control those assets for the time being. Anyway, so I am agreeable to these terms. But you don't know how much Tyson's even thinking of. Truth be told, the number doesn't matter so much if we don't ensure our survival. Not to put a price tag on our on our lives, but if it's raw numbers that drive you to survive, then so be it. I don't know. This doesn't feel right to me. Far be it from me to restrict you just to money. If it's weapons or other such resources, I'd be happy to oblige where I'm able. Damn, okay. I think I'm with Dean on this. Something doesn't feel right. No, say that you want every single ghost rare in Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever printed. You'll make so much money. Like, Dave, do you know what we could do with the amount of money we could ask for? I know, Ty, but I looked around to the others, all seemingly deep in thought over the proposition. Roswell spoke first as he played with a spoon. A frown furrowed. What bothers me is that we're still a long way off getting the whole set. That's true. I don't even remember how many we found, but it's not many. May I see which ones have been found thus far? Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards caused a riot in the Tokyo Dome. It's facts. That's a really funny article to read. All for Exodia. I guess we can take a couple of minutes to go round them up. It'll give us a chance to get something in our stomachs too. How about Orlando and I get breakfast going while Tyson and Sal go get the medals from whatever room they're sitting in? I mean, I'm fine with people going into my room, but Tyson was already out the door, Sal quickly looking around at the others before chasing after him. It seemed the decision to get what they needed to rooms be damned had been decided. Dean and Orlando took the cue to head to the kitchen, the vague mentioning about scrambled eggs on toast being the only thing I caught of their conversation before they disappeared. The rest of us just waited. Minutes ticked by until eventually Sal and Tyson returned with medals in hand. Not long after that, Dean and Orlando had breakfast sorted, and we lay out what we had to take stock. Was Duke Devlin ahead of his time? He kind of was. Yo, his outfit in Dark Side of Dimensions, kind of cute. Benson scratched his chin and fiddled with his mustache as he looked at what we'd put before him. Though Bakura's redesign was the best one. He was super cute. Not many is right, although I did not realize just how few had been found. What did you expect? We don't know where they fucking are! I have no exceptions. I had no expectations going into this shy of the instructions to set you on this task. The fact that Roswell wanted something to do that lined up nicely. Well, hey, it's not like we've really known where to look. And with everything going on, I guess it just hasn't been too important. He picked up a medal and turned it over, flashing the symbol on the front. Well, I can confirm this one is from the Hedge Maze. Orlando ended up finding that one. One of the easier ones that I set you to find, to be sure. Or at least I knew it was there, adorning the statue found in the middle of the maze. Do you know where any of the others are? That's what fulfilling Oswin's will. That would make fulfilling Oswin's will a lot easier, at least. Come on. His will stipulates that you keep engaging with the game, and not that it can be finished. Truth be told, I would not be able to help you find much beyond Aquarius and perhaps Capricorn. Which ones were those? Benson picked up the next medal.
Which one?
The Aquarius and Capricorn. Like, which routes were those?
I think that wasn't the Capricorn, was that the one where they pick up in the greenhouse, and then I think the Aquarius one was the one at the maze.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Hajime.
Okay, wait, you said Hedge Maze as if you read Hajime. Did I? Did I pronounce it weird?
Really.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, Aquarius was the maze, because it was he went into the thing about like how it's like, he was like, which sign is it? I think that was it Haas, or was it Orlando who was asking that?
Oh, where you had to like guess whether or not it was like air, water, fire, or earth.
And of course I know that it's air because I'm actually Aquarius, so I was like, haha, I beat you.
Oh. I was the fool for choosing water.
Lol.
Which one was the one where Sal said moo cow? That was cute.
Oh, wasn't that Tauros?
That's Taurus, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't even remember where they found that one.
They found one under the pumpkin in the greenhouse.
Oh, that was Taurus?
Maybe?
Oh.
I don't remember.
I don't know where
It's-
Capricorn was.
Yeah, I don't think you found an extra one in Sal other than the two you normally find.
Fane, no, that's not at all true. Just be quiet.
What?
I don't
Aquarius is-
know. Taurus pretty good? Okay. What about Cancer and Gemini? Those are mine.
Wait, what? You mean yours? 2? How do you have 2?
I don't know. I was told that if you're born on the cusp, you're both.
Oh.
Because like different countries or like they've moved so much that if you're on the cusp, you're kind of both because like different ones like consider it
Oh.
one or the other.
That'd be at the end of July.
Or is it
I
the
was born
beginning?
on June 21st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Like, Gemini's good, but Cancer is.
I like to consider
I-
it double the Cancer,
Oh god.
which is that's fun. Benson picked up the next medal and turned it over, smirking slightly. Tauros. Oh yeah, that one we found with the pumpkin. Oh okay, there we go. Under the pumpkin, more like. In the soil? I kind of found it accidentally by almost tripping over it. Hey, I don't think anyone's complaining about how you found it, accident or otherwise. Indeed. Just as well that you all cleared out the pumpkin just to find it. Heavens knows how long that was planted there. The pumpkin or the metal? Both. Setting down the medals in his hand, Benson looked at us and shook his head. While this set is mostly incomplete, I would urge you to urge you all to consider still finding what medals remain. But why? It can't be that important, really, can it? Oftentimes, keeping busy is a good distraction from worry. While I imagine your search will be restrictive, mostly to the manor, I'm sure there's at least another somewhere around here to be to find. That's bullshit. Well, there's not really an alternative, is there? Not until we figure out how to clear the way back home and deal with Jack. Right. All things considered. How about I take first watch, so you can get some sleep, Benson? I shall only need a brief nap to be functional again, but if you can afford me a few hours, that shall be plenty. If I'm not doing anything, tag me in as well. Ty shot me a quick look before looking back to Dean. You know, taking turns or whatever. Yeah, of course. Only way we're getting through this is together. Renewed with our task to search for medals, it seemed as though there wasn't much else we could do. we could be doing until something developed as far as getting home. Breaking off into pairs, we left the dining room to begin our search. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. No, I get it, but when I arrived here, the first time, I mean, no butler. Or I guess there was, but Benson was just in disguise. Why'd stop there? Oh well. Benson wandered in at some point and seemed intent on keeping watch again. As he walked past, though, I noticed that his expression seemed hollow. It was sadness. It was consuming him slowly, as I could tell for the most part. He was on autopilot. Having been there myself, I was torn between wanting to help and give him some space, unsure which would be more helpful. What about Chinese zodiac? I'm a dragon. Oh, okay. I'm a boar. I don't
No
mind.
wonder you dated Roswell.
What?
That's why.
No.
Oh boy.
I chose to date literally everyone, so it's not like there's.
Oh.
It's not a problem. Sensitive
fine.
boar. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
Fane. Okay. As we ate, it bothered me seeing him like that. I just wanted to help. A part of me wondered if it was any different with him being so much older, as if he shooed me away if I tried to do anything. But when dinner came to a close, I resolved myself to at least try. Benson? He was standing as stiff as a board, staring out at the woods. Back to the house with a gun in hand, he made no effort to address me when I called out to him. But I edged out of the doorway and called out again. Benson, are you okay? He was as stone-faced as he was at dinner. That 1,000-yard stare that seemed to stare right through me.
I'm alright, my boy. What did you need?
That's kind of the question I was going to ask you, sorta.
I don't understand. I need not want for anything, my boy.
Want, maybe, but need. I noticed at dinner that, and... I stepped closer and saw the dampness on his cheeks, the mistiness in his eyes. Oh.
Come on, Dave. Leave me my dignity at the very least. I don't need to be coddled like some newborn babe.
But are you okay?
I'm very much not okay.
Okay. The hand holding his gun trembled, and I froze on the spot. Even without him raising it and pointing it squarely at the earth, it scared me.
My son is dead. He may not have been my son by blood. He may not have realized that what familia tied. Wait, familia. Okay, tie.
Familial.
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 Fuck.
Familial.
I knew that. we had what we had was as strong as it was. He. Once again, and almost jarringly so, Benson was devoid of emotion again.
I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Reginald is gone. Now Oswin too. I don't know if I'm more terrified of informing Florencia of her brother's passing, or what her reaction may be. Will she be gleeful at the mention of it all? Apathetic that he's gone?
He cleared his throat. What professional facade he was trying to maintain was slipping away, and fast. I guess we can figure it out when we're safe and sound.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Carefully, he wandered closer and tucked his gun away, placing both hands on my shoulders.
Dave, I'm so sorry for everything that my family has done to you. No one should have. No one being should have to suffer like you have.
I understand. You haven't done anything. Oh, I don't understand. You haven't done anything. It was a weak one, but a smile, nonetheless.
Oh, how I wish that were true, my boy. Ignorance is bliss, shall we say.
I would like to know, but I don't want to push you. You're hurting. I more than anyone should know what that's like, even given a couple days ago.
Then perhaps someday I shall tell you the story of the Hammond family.
Tell it now. I'd like that, but is there anything I can do for you now, Benson? Anything I can do to help, or...
I would not want to impose, especially given your dislike of being out here after what happened, but... would you stay with me just for a while?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Cute.
Thank you. It's funny. Part of me wonders what it'd be like if Osmond were standing here with us. What would be different? And part of me can almost feel him here. It's silly, isn't it? I've never been one to pay stock into ghosts or spirits as such, but in this moment, the thought is comforting. Yeah, I sometimes think about Dad in that way, but it's more dreams, I guess. Oh. Yeah, I guess after it all came out into the open, I'm scared that I might not get to see him again. All those bottled up feelings and stuff made those dreams so real. And you feel that now you're moving on. It's like losing him all over again. My chest tightens, and my reply came out in a hoarse croak. Something like that. Perhaps it's best to think of it a different way. Perhaps it's best to consider it like the training wheels on a bicycle. I don't think I quite understand. You can begin to heal on your own without holding onto the crutch that stopped you from advancing. Apologies. I've never been good at these talks. You might be right, though. I don't know if... I don't know. It's just... It's something I don't want to think about right now anyway. Very well. Truth be told, the silence is something I prefer currently as well. Did you still want me to stay? I can. I fear if you do, that I may do more harm than good. Do not worry, my boy. One step at a time, and things will get better eventually. Okay, well, if you're sure. It was that fragile smile as before, but he wore it all the same. I am. Sleep well, Dave. Oh, okay. Throwing some clothes on and taking comfort in the warmth of my hoodie I wandered downstairs. I half expected to see Benson wandering around, but I figured that he was either staying out of sight or asleep as well. He said himself that he wasn't okay, and I knew better than anyone else what he was like to be grieving over a loved one. Me with Dad, him with his son. A few words, eh? Gonna be a long day for you, if you're planning that. Didn't catch Oswin among your friends, eh? Oh, didn't count Oswin among your friends, eh? That's not what I meant. Just, he's already dead, so... Yeah, you still have the puzzle, that one out too. Do I? Benson already killed, neutralized them, so... Thanatos gestured into the air before shaking his head. If you reckon you have it solved, then that's on you. Okay. I really like day 17. I think that's real cute. You get to spend, like, most of the day with Thanatos, and he's fun and insults Dave, and that's funny. I sighed out, shaking my head and leaning back against my bedroom door. Or even asking Oswin. I guess there's Benson, but there's not, that's not who, she spoke to. You have bigger things to worry about. I worry about right now, anyway. There's so many. What about you? What are you scared of? And knowing that Orlando can breathe fire, and Tyson can, be Tyson. What is that supposed to mean? I'll pass. Oh, well, remember, we should be sticking together, so if you're not going to come with, where are you going? Probably go find Haas and Benson, see what they're up to. Right, he had said he was gonna bother Oswin, right? My vision started to blur, and Tyson's response came out sarcastically, at first before trailing off, his expression turning to concern. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Tyson's a good boy. We'll get back to him eventually. You didn't help by passing out. Quickly running out of time here, Junior. Wow, it was so rude. How did hanging out with Haas and Benson go? Oh, well enough, I suppose. Benson was helping Haas with guns, I think. Guns? Like, more than one? Something about feeling comfortable around them, just in case the worst happens. So Benson taught you to how to shoot, or was helping Haas at least. I'd rather not touch the gun if I can avoid it. The prospect of the recoil worries me. Then what chances do you have? What chance do the rest of us have if we have to worry about recoil? Oh, that's easy. Benson said there were low caliber ones, just in case, but he didn't have one on him. Something about his own personal one, being a bit too sentimental to let me try. Should I be concerned about it? Wait, should I, maybe I should, consider it. If only for, well, the worst case scenario. I wouldn't say you need to worry about that so much. Maybe we can get you a knife or something instead, because I would know about knives. I killed 2 people with, you know, it's fine, it's fine. It's all good. I clench my jaw, knowing full well that with Oswin out of the picture, I only really had Benson to ask. Even then, there was no knowing just how much of that conversation he'd overheard, but at least it was something. I sighed, slumping on the spot. Well, great. There goes any point in hunting for the medals then. If you can see the future, then what's the point? It's the past, Junior. We keep running around this wheel until the universe implodes, then we do it all over. Then what's the point? If we're doomed to just repeat everything over and over, and you're saying we never open the door, then why bother? Well, what? There's a possibility that I could be wrong. Wrong how? So there's a catch with how this amorphic resonance stuff works, right? How you need to live through it, yeah. Makes sense so far. Guess what I'm saying? That if I have died, then I wouldn't remember it. Okay. Tapping the card in my hand, I looked around, wondering what was to happen next. Well, time to go recharge. Right, thank you. Showing me this, I guess. Was taking up space in my cage. You can take it from here. Sure. I looked back to the license, and when I looked back up, Thanatos was gone. Why would you take your eyes off of him? I wondered what my next move was. At some point, I had to confront Tyson about what I'd seen, but Thanatos said I had time. He knew about what I saw, so there was no reason for him to lie about it happening in a couple days. If anything, my mind was racing about having talked to an actual robot the whole time felt so surreal that it didn't even seem real. But my grasp on what was and wasn't possible seemed to change every day of this vacation. My legs carried me back into the foyer, looking around for Benson. He was the only lead I had left, but I was worried that he'd tell me he knew nothing. Benson, are you there? Silence echoed across the foyer, and as I looked, I noticed movement outside. Benson? He turned slowly, quirking a brow. Is everything all right? I looked past him to the trees, then behind him to the house, and made sure we were alone. I need to ask you something. It's important. Heavens, my boy. What's the matter? This is going to be a bit odd, but do you remember every visitor Oswin had, like, in the past year? His face stiffened, looking me over. Indeed. So, I know, I guess, that my parents were here? How could you possibly know that? From my pocket, I pull out my dad's license and hand it to Benson for him to look at. He handed it back soon after with a sigh. Forgive me, Dave. I was informed by Oswin not to bring it up, given given the circumstances that brought your parents to our door. Why would they be here? Why were they here? Neither of them had said anything about visiting before, and Dad shared everything with me, as far as I know. I'm sorry to say that he'd been here on more than one occasion, so he was most certainly keeping things from you. Oh. As for why they were here, your father wished to converse with Oswin regarding something he was looking into. For the most part, they weren't shy about discussing things in the dining room while I served refreshments, but... He trailed off, turning instead to look out to the trees for a moment. But regarding certain matters I am not privy to, they retreated to his lab for extended periods of time to discuss things, all of which grave, I'm sure. What do you mean? What makes you say that? You get used to picking up on these things, Dave. As an assassin, as a butler, a father. When those you care about start thinking the worst, you tell them. But then, did you ever ask? What was there to ask? Whenever, Mr. Holloway came by after the first visit, both of them knew something they didn't want the other to know. Some dark secret that ultimately led to the worst possible outcome for your father. I whined, shuffling closer to stand beside Benson as we looked out into the yard. So, they knew. That the road they walked led to death, almost certainly. The last time I saw your father, Oswin did something he'd only done 2 other times after he'd left. What did he do? He drank. He drank until the first bottle was empty, and the second was halfway through. He was a fool, but he was hurting and coping as he knew how. You didn't stop him? You must understand, my boy. We're holding a gun in his hands. We're holding a gun to his head. A solution. We wouldn't be having this conversation. In truth, the day everything went awry, with the medical trial, I could barely make out what he was saying through his sobs. He genuinely cared, maybe too deeply. Or once did, I should say. Benson, I'm sorry. Come now, my boy. It's my job to be apologizing for hiding this from you. What about my mother? Ah, yes. Carol. Oh, shit, we got a name. They probably said the name before, and I just don't remember, but... Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Truth be told, she reminded me a lot of Tyson. Brutish and brash, and when she wants to be. Although, a stark contrast to how she was when she arrived the night she did. Her and Oswin talked, right? About what? It was one of those conversations that I wasn't included in, I'm afraid. All I can say is that, come the morning, she left as stoic as could be. Although, there was an air of sadness about her. What about before that? You talked? Regrettably, no. A lot of it is hearsay from what Oswin ranted about in passing. Although, there's the same fiery charm in the few recordings of her in the operating theater, even when composed over a open wound. Yeah, that sounds like her, all right. If I may be so bold, it's a wonder you're of her bloodline, all things considered. Although I suppose it's only natural seeing a child tend to be more like one parent over the other. Is it? Oh, yes. Reginald was much like his father, Oswin, his mother, and... well, you get the idea. I guess so, sure. Another thing, if I may, Dave. You've been awfully absent for most of the day, outside of a blackout, so I hear. Oh, yeah, just doing some investigating. That's how the license came up. The license came up while you were investigating? You didn't bring it with you? No, it was, Where did it come from? Thanatos. Thanatos gave it to me. I see Benson's entire body stiffen, almost going rigid, right to his jaw that he had firmly clenched as he spoke his next words. Of course, it'd be that rat. Well, that's just it, sorta. He told me that he wasn't... An abomination is what he is. Breathing life into that thing was a travesty that should not have been allowed to come to pass. Oh, Chase Jones, hello. Welcome. So you knew that he was a robot? Yes. If it were just a normal rat, that is one thing, or even a robot plain as day. Combining the two has created this perverse creature that seems to like to torment us so. Because he can remember everything. And is equally forthcoming about sharing what he knows. Truth be told, if there was a way to shake him down for information, I would do so. But alas, he holds all the cards. I guess that's... I guess just shooting him wouldn't really help either, would it? Oh my god. I would disable his body if it were. But the mind itself still resides elsewhere. Although, I do suppose I would relish such a thing, given the torment he's caused over the years. Tell me, Dave, what did the rat impose upon you for? He caught me at the vault and figured that if I wanted to try solving the password for today, he'd help out. And did he? Yeah, I probably wouldn't have without his urging either, to be honest. And what I saw was surprising. How bad is it? Bad. Tyson seems to have gone feral and mauled Orlando during the full moon. If that's the cause, I suppose we have no alternative, do we? What do you mean? Tyson is reckless, and if he's able to take down Orlando as you saw, then who knows whom else he has claimed as victim. Dealing with the problem now may be easier. Oh my god. Deal with him? How? Lethally. If worse comes to worse, I will put him down the moment I catch wind of something going wrong. That's gotta be another way. How long until the full moon? I don't know why you'd expect me to know that, my boy. Although I imagine it must be soon. Please, let me try and deal with it first. I've handled the others so far without anyone dying, so there's gotta be a way forward without harming Tyson too, right? With Oswin gone, it is my duty to keep you lot safe. If you truly wish me to stand down from this, I will to an extent, but I will not be holding back should he make the first move. That's all I ask. Tyson's just as important to me as any of the others, so there has to be a way out. If anything, I think now would be a good time for you to head on inside for a bite to eat. Really? Of course. Get a snack from the pantry. Find something sweet to lift your spirits before you do anything. Sure, yeah, okay. I'll be inside shortly. Shouldn't be too long until dinner, so don't overindulge. I wander back inside and started to stare at the contents of the pantry, looking for something as a snack until dinner. Oh hey, it's these two. I thought back to what Benson had told me, and struggled to picture Oswin as someone that could break down and cry. And the same trouble that came with something of thinking of my mother in the same state. Apparently both had happened, but I just couldn't picture it. One was a mystery, if grumpy-looking man, and the other was my mother, a woman who liked cool things like motorcycles and heavy metal. Okay. Much like how I couldn't imagine Tyson mauling Orlando, but that was what the Volt showed me, clear as day. I'm sorry, Tyson. We're skipping your dialogue. It is what it is. Oh! I turned to look at Roswell, and he appeared in the doorway of the dining room, and then wandered over to the two of us at the table. I didn't expect you two to be here up to. His eyes were on Thanatos, now freestanding on the table. The longer he stared, the more I wondered if Roswell had been stunned by something. Roswell? Huh? Oh, right. Sorry, I was just surprised to see someone's pet rat here. What do you mean by pet rat? The collar. That's what I said. Right. Right, but have you figured out who he belongs to? Not really. Just found him wandering around in here when I was getting my coffee. He just got bitten by it too. Well, that's not good. Is it infected? The wound, I mean. I don't think so. It just hurt a bit. Alright, well, I guess just keep an eye out on it. You don't know where that rat's been. If he's a pet, you'd think he'd be in a cage, right? True. I probably shouldn't let a rat wander around the place where we eat, though. Come on, let's find you a piece of cheese and get you out of here. Roswell wandered around the edge of the table and held his hand out to Thanatos. Almost too eagerly, he crawled up Roswell's arm and took it. Okay. And took his place atop his shoulder, and giving me a look. I'll be right back. That didn't happen in the other routes, like in Path
Yeah,
A.
that's sus. Oh,
That,
I don't like that at all.
I don't either. That like okay.
Oh,
Roswell's always sus.
Jesus. Roswell is confirmed at least responsible at least 3 deaths. Like, at least.
He's actually killed
Oh,
everyone.
God.
He's the true mastermind.
Maybe. I believe he killed himself.
And off he went with Thanatos, although I caught the rat watching me and giving me a look as the pair of them disappear into the kitchen. Did he just take that rat that bit me on his shoulder? I think he did, yeah. That's not good. What makes you say that? You were having a time just playing with him before he bit you. True, but my hand was a little more, than Roswell's face, I think.
Calloused.
Calloused? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Aaron. He's also not, potentially, crushing him in his grip, either. Speaking of, that rat's not normal, if I didn't know any better. It's probably robotic or some sort of toy. What makes you say that? I drew back slightly, eyes going wide at how quickly Dean has discerned the truth about Thanatos. In truth, it made me feel a little dumb that I didn't notice sooner. 2 things, really. The weight and the biting force. It's a wonder Roswell didn't notice it when the rat was on his shoulder. Did I hear my name? Here, I brought you coffee, Dave. Enjoy. Where's the rat? Oh, the moment he got into the kitchen, he scurried off somewhere. Left out the back faster than I could really grab him. Didn't think to give chase? Me? Give chase to anything? Not likely. Still, Dave probably wants his coffee more than someone's pet rat, so... Yeah, Orlando, how much more sass? Fine. I asked him if he, was going to be less of an asshole today, or... Well, no wonder he had a go at you. I'm not apologizing. At least not yet. Maybe after he's cooled off. Alright, the photograph. You wouldn't happen to, know when the full moon is, would you? The biggest question, isn't it? The biggest question, isn't it? Benson's the only one left. Well, now, anyway. Oh my god, Thanatos, you talk so much. It's great.
And he really loves Caps.
Right, yeah. He's just shouting everything, it's fine.
Yeah, he's got like a loudspeaker and he's just like, Dave, I have to tell you something.
It's honestly weird that like no one else can hear him throughout the house.
I just love his model when they fast forwarding to him. Because
Oh,
he has that like one where he moves forward, so he's just like going back and forth like he's dancing the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Just shaking his head.
he does it. How would that be? Wait, how wouldn't that be that enough? If it's still in his room, I'll go remove it myself. No, don't do that. Benson came by briefly, but said little, looking as hollow as he had been the past couple days, but it didn't seem like anyone else noticed. Benson? After dinner, I wandered out in search of Benson, noticing that the one of the side rooms was left ajar. There he was, sitting in a heap in one of the fancy chairs that sat in the room, staring sullenly into space. He looked exhausted, and his age was clearer now compared to his usual prim and proper presentation. Did you require something, Dave? I fidgeted on the spot, and he pulled himself out of the chair slowly, dusting himself off. I don't want to be a bother, but are you okay? You look tired. Between keeping a constant lookout for threats to come and getting very little sleep with the loss of Oswin still relatively fresh, I do believe I'm tired. And nothing else? My boy, what do you need? Surely you didn't just come in here to check up on me, although it is appreciated. Did Josh ever fail the day 17 password and get the bonus scene with Tyson on his path? I did not? Okay. I don't... I guess we'll find out later. Right.
Well, is trolling. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It might not be, but I think he's trolling.
Okay. I was wondering if you knew when the full moon was. It was the best thing I could come up with to keep the conversation moving forward, even though I've already found out. And just watching Benson there was making me worry, as if he just fallen apart if we stopped talking. Pardon, if I heard you correctly, I'm afraid you have me at a loss. I didn't see why you would think I know such a thing. I told you as much yesterday. Just, I don't know. I'm worried about what's going to happen with Tyson, or rather, when it's going to happen. So, we're believing that rat after all. Very well. Actually, just give me 1 second. Okay, just wanted to check something. Very well. As it turns out, I was curious myself, and I did some digging, assuming what I found to be correct. Tomorrow night is the next full moon. That quickly? It seems that way. Either this is a joke or some cruel twist of fate that we find ourselves in. We still have options, right? The offer is there if you wish me to deal with the problem the moment I notice it, although you've expressed a want to minimize bloodshed should it come to pass. Right. And there's no way I could get you to reconsider. Benson, just how much sleep have you had? Well, truth be told, I've had very little. Even with that being generous, I dare say I haven't had any in a couple of days. But that's really bad. Chalk it up to yet another reason I dislike that rat. I can still hear his taunting echoing down the halls. You really don't like Thanatos, huh? Why would I? Consciousness is a privilege of the living. Giving it to a machine is, well, he's hardly shown to be putting it to good use. I think it's fine, right? At that point, he's just alive. On the contrary, Dave, he is not alive. That rat you see is not that living being it makes itself out to be, but just a housing for a computer program. But come now, Dave, it's no different to putting a sticker on your mobile telephone. He just does as he's programmed to do and nothing more. But why would he but why was he in the dining room this morning with Dean? Pardon. Yeah, he was in the dining room when I showed up this morning. Was talking to Dean. And after that? I think Roswell lost him when he took him to the kitchen for a snack. Benson's seemed to stare through me, flexing his knuckles. I see. Well, I suppose I have a rat to find. What do you think he was doing? Nothing good, I assure you. Do you know where he is now? We could just ask him. Alas, no. I'll see if I can find him and figure out what he was up to. Should I help search? No, it's all right. I suppose I best find where he is, lest he decide to try something. I don't need anything. Another reason to keep me up at night. Just try and get some rest, Benson. We can help. You just have to, let us know what to do. Duly noted. And now, if you excuse me, I have a rat to find. Benson wandered out of the room, quickly as at first, before he started to slow down, stifling a yawn as he rounded the corner out of sight. As for me, I thought about whether or not I should search for Thanatos on my own, or check back with the others, given how small he was, and that he could be literally anywhere else. I headed back to the dining room. Oh yeah, where you tell him to, one moment. I will, make the save. Oh, okay, there's the day 10 save. Okay. I was wondering if I did that correctly.
Ooh, we're to day 19 now.
Yeah, I wonder how much is different in this one.
I don't know.
Oh, his eyes were sunken, slightly more disheveled than normal, but he was there. Morning, Benson. He grunted, standing there staring. Something about him seemed off. Wild, maybe, but it was hard to pick up exactly what was wrong. Are you okay? Why are you outside, my boy? Just for a share. I had a crazy dream. Well, maybe not so crazy, but Thanatos was in it. At the mention of his name, Benson's expression soured further. I dare say. So long as you know what happened was a dream, it's best forgotten. It wasn't so bad, really. Just, strange. Having him in my house and was asking me what would make me happy. Tyson? What would, and, what did you tell him? Just that I, want to be home with my friends. That's it, really. I feel like it, shouldn't be this much, but... It is understandable that you'd wish to escape. Heaven forbid that I wish the same. wish the same, but alas, not until my job is done. But that job is... Frankly, I have many. But specifically, something asked by Oswin in his passing.
Because of his will?
Indeed.
But what is it? Is something important, or...
Important enough. Now kindly drop the line of questioning, Dave. I haven't had my tea yet. Oh, damn.
Not coffee? Coffee would likely wake you up better.
Much like you, I find myself more keen on walking by the fresh morning air, supplemented with tea, though.
Ah, did you want tea? I could go make tea, given I hadn't had coffee yet.
Don't trouble yourself, Dave. I'll be going to have myself a nap in a short while, and likely resurface to have a cup afterwards.
Sleeping hasn't been any better then.
Alas, no. Were we in a better position, I'd consider sedating myself. But I couldn't take the chance with those in the forest still unaccounted for.
Oh, okay.
Did you require anything of me before I turn in?
I don't think so. I'm still waking up too, so I'm still a bit, you know.
Yes, well, try to refrain from leaving doors open in your wake, Dave. This is becoming a habit.
Sharply, he turned away and strode back inside, leaving me to my thoughts. Okay. Oh yeah, where you do the thing. Well, okay, Thanatos. I don't think Benson's really in any spot. I don't think Benson's really in any spot to do much of anything, and not with how you've been keeping him awake at night.
It's not my fault. Okay, that's a lie. I may have been antagonizing him a little bit.
But why? That's no way. There's no way that's just. Okay. But he didn't say anything, almost wondering if what he was seeing was real or not.
Is that a rat in the kitchen?
Oh, he's fine.
I'm sorry, but what part of a rat in the kitchen do you not understand?
I'm with Dave on this. He appeared yesterday in the dining room, talking to Dean. Ran off when I took him into the kitchen.
And now he's back because he showed him where the food is.
I mean, it's fine. Maybe. What do you mean, maybe? I don't know.
But if he's a pet, he doesn't have a name tag or something.
Not as far as I saw on the collar.
Well, we can't just call him the pet rat, can we?
I guess not, but I looked at the colander as Orlando slipped a plate under it and let his weight rest on top to keep it in place. Also, a black rat too. You know what that symbolizes, right?
No.
Bringers of death. Plagues. Bringers, and alike. I'd never seen Orlando move so quickly, picking up the contained rat and passing it off to Roswell.
But Oswin is dead, isn't he?
Which explains why he's out and about, and probably misses his master. Yet again, I hear Thanatos kicking in to the side of the colander, but Roswell held it firm. Maybe. Well,
It's colander.
Colander?
Yeah.
Colander.
Yeah, like color.
Okay.
It's fine, though.
Colander. Okay. I'm sorry. Well, it's not as if we can easily ask him directly, can we? I looked across to Orlando, not wanting to look at Roswell as
and give him any idea that Thanatos could could speak for himself. And we still do it. Wow, this conversation was long, wasn't it?
You should check the channel on the Discord, Josh.
Oh, should I?
Yes.
What? Oh, everyone's posting their thing?
Yes. What do you think?
Man, everyone just hates Dean.
Yeah, because he's
I
terrible.
mean,
That's how it is.
I put David up there. David's up there pretty high.
It's true. It's true. I like that. It's good. It's good.
I just couldn't put anyone on Tyson's level. I was just like, nah.
No, that's so fair. That's so fair. Like, what? Didn't I, like, in the Echo and Smoke Room one, didn't I, like, not even put anyone in the same tier as Leo?
I don't know.
Probably. I don't remember, but yeah, I believe it.
You say like Coolander? Oh, good lord, Vane. You're just
Wait,
trying
wait,
to troll people.
wait. Ian, why is Roswell in C and not in, like, D with the rest of those people?
That's what I asked.
Okay, sorry. Jack should be in C with Roswell also. I don't hate Roswell as much as I hate Dean, because he, like I said, he spices the game up some. But Dean's just the worst. He belongs in the worst tier. But, like, Roswell, he's not as bad as Dean. I can't put him on Dean level.
What? Look, Dean. Look. Dean's a cute boy.
Roswell gets some fun scenes. You know, he's got the cereal scene.
But he's just
Dean-
not dateable, though.
And then Dean is just like, huh, my dick. Oh, God, I hate him.
Look, he has, like, the cutest sad face.
It's a lie. It's all a lie.
No, I want get to the crime face. That's his best face.
What? There you go.
Oh.
Soak it in.
He ain't crying. There. Oh, there it is. Yep, I like that.
Terrible,
Yeah.
terrible.
That's a good face.
It is. It suits him.
I do really like this scene at the pool with Haas, where he's, like, playing therapist for Dave. It's really cute. Hey, Haas. Oh, what's up? Can I ask you something? Oh, already are. I meant something else. I'm going to stop you. What's on your mind? Yesterday you said there were other options if Dean and I didn't work out. Like the other people might want to ask me out. I did, yes. Were you just talking about Tyson when you said that? Not really. While I don't know where his mind is at, he might consider it. He's not the only one, though. Who else? Orlando is another. Although he needs to sort himself out first before he'd make a move, I think. Orlando likes me too. Dave, you have what we like to call protagonists, and fuck. If our friendship group was a little different, you'd be a ringer for the lead in a harem anime. Jesus Christ. Really? Yes, really. Though I don't know why you're keen on knowing this stuff on the back of what happened before. Unless you're telling me that you've bounced back already. It's not that, just, I don't know, it's flattering. Well, as long as you don't let it go to your head. I promise it won't. But will it? This conversation's the best, is it?
I mean, it's just Haas being a weeb, as usual.
It is. I felt his grip flex on my shoulders briefly, and I looked to him uncertain. Sorry about that. Oh, so about that. What? What about that? Are we not friends? Not that. Just only the truth, right? Always. You're wonderful. A mess, but beautiful. I love this shot. I love this line. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Yeah, there we go. Once more, I felt my cheeks burn, but he continues even though his eyes went wide. You're cute. Well, mean well, and just make me feel nice whenever you're around. I don't feel the need to put on an elaborate mask to make you to like me. Okay, you just do already, and that's nice. That's because you're nice. I know this is probably the worst thing to ask right now, but did you want to see if we could make something work? Make something work? You mean like a relationship? Well, whatever you call it. Whatever you want to call it, until you know for sure, but yeah, I'm interested. Oh. No pressure to say either way, but that's how I'm feeling. Ah, okay. Cool. We'll do that one. Oh. End of demo. Okay. Well, okay, so that's the end of Path B. But like, I don't know. Roswell's more suspicious now. Now I actually just think, like, he's the murderer for everyone. Like,
That's the end of Toss's route? Seriously?
what?
That's the end of Toss's route? That's all?
Yeah.
So far? Oh, okay. I thought there was more to it.
No,
Nah, you
it's...
ain't get no sexy time.
Ah, okay.
Well, they don't get a CG for it, but they mention it.
No, I thought they didn't. Oh,
They said that they messed around and that they got messy. Like, so...
oh shit.
Oh.
Okay.
And
I
Haas had to
remember
go
that.
take a shower right after, and Dave
Well, I thought
goes
Dave
down
taking
and
a shower.
talks to Tyson, and Tyson is like, "You smell like Haas. Did you like really Haas?" It's a good
Oh.
line.
I mean, I'd be like, what? Because, I mean, like, I'm right here, you know?
Right.
Dave.
Hey, man, why did South be friends with Dean? That means they could have done. Wow.
Wow, Fane, you put a lot of people in S tier on your chart.
Yeah, I
You
know.
mean D tier, or?
No, in S, he put like 4 people up there. Also, why is David in
Fane.
D?
Fane.
Yeah, I know. It's
I know, that's what I said. I
Terrible.
was like, Jesus.
He's a cute dad.
And he puts Roswell in B. I mean, Jesus
What the
Christ. Fane.
fuck?
I questioned your choices.
terrible. Terrible. It's Dean's in B too. Oh my god.
Ugh.
Wait, Fane, why are you not in the voice chat?
This is a question.
So that you can defend yourself.
And
Verbally.
your shitty choices.
He can't defend himself. There is no excuse.
Right?
That's why.
How dare you?
Oh, he's coming. He's
Oh!
coming to defend himself.
Exciting.
Okay. It's crazy how many people you have in D in Shelter though, Ian.
Oh.
Is
Well,
it-
they're
is
all
it-
like just random characters.
Is it
guess
just
so.
because like they aren't that one Wolfie boy?
Yeah. He has to be above everyone else. Yeah.
And they're all doggos too, so I guess that makes
What?
sense.
Wow, this is literally all doggos.
Yeah.
The D tier is a bunch of side characters that barely show up, so they're not very important. Most of them.
Oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
is true.
The C tier is like the good people. I would put them in like kind of A and B, but I can't because of Alon. So you know,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, it's just getting to that.
Okay.
What
Hello,
do you need
Fane.
help understanding? What do you need help understanding?
Why is David D?
And why is
Because D
Roswell
for David.
And
No.
He's
so-
D for
so-
David.
I
Dean
mean,
for Dean.
Dean is Dean.
He's also
S
D
for
for
Sal.
Dad. Oh gosh, my headphones just gave out. Give me a sec.
Aw.
E for Benson. Doesn't work.
See, even his equipment
Okay. Okay.
can't hold
Yeah,
on to
so
it.
D for David, D for Dead, D
No.
for
He's the
D.
perfect dad.
Dean.
Anyway, so B tier is like the characters that have moments where they're great or interesting, but have like a huge asterisk where it's like Dean is great when you're not playing his route.
Wow, that's fast.
There is Roswell, who is interesting when you're playing his route. To be fair, I probably should put Orlando in A tier because he's basically the same level as Roswell. As far as like he is like 100% only interesting in his route.
Yeah, but he's also
I find
enjoyable to
him-
hang around.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's also just that I find his character probably the most compelling out of them all. Not like I do really like Tyson, but there's just something about when I'm playing his route. Like Tyson, you still get Tyson in other routes, and the fact that like playing his route explains so much of his character about how much of it is just an act. Like Roswell, it's hard because that sounds similar to Roswell, but Roswell's still Roswell. He's just not telling you what's going on with him. Orlando is actively hiding himself from you in every other route.
No, that's true. Like, I get it.
And I mean, that's like Haas's default state too, hiding himself.
So here's the thing with Haas, and the reason why I like Haas is because Haas is just like a giant actor where Dave is like, I want to know the real you. And the real Haas is somebody who changes himself for other people to make them more comfortable, to be what they need. So what he does brilliantly and hilarious is make himself into a brotherly figure like Tyson. And it works. It's very funny that works.
I mean, I don't like
he
that about-
basically just copies that relationship, and I really like that because Dave is like, you're so fake, but then he's like, well, let me just create this whole other persona that is closer to the role that you have with Tyson, and suddenly Dave is like, oh, okay, you're cool. It's great.
What? Okay. Wait, give me a minute.
I mean, maybe to observe.
But like David, I had D.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You still haven't explained it.
What does David do other than like make Dave depressed?
Be the goddamn
Like, take-
perfect
he-
dad.
Wait.
What?
Yeah,
What?
the one who doesn't tell them like, oh, by the way, maybe like, you know, something might happen that's really traumatic. Just like, hey, heads up, I'm not gonna leave a note or anything. Like, I'm not gonna be like, I'm sorry, I did this for you. He's just like, no, I'm just gonna die.
I don't
Like,
think
it's
I.
He died for Dave.
he did. He knew what was gonna happen. He saw the password. Like, that's the whole thing. That's why he like had everything, all the paperwork ready. Like, it just needed to be signed. Like, there's so much. David is
Perfection.
frustrated.
Perfection.
He's a
I
great.
get.
He's amazing.
He's a television dad. He's a television dad.
No.
Where it's like, yeah, they do everything right, but I'm like, would I actually want that?
I mean, then you get Haas, and you're like, oh, he's great, but he's literally not himself and always wanting to be whatever someone else wants to be.
No, he's always himself, even when he's being somebody else. That is who Haas is. I know that's kind of a weird concept, but like,
Well, if you're basically saying he's devoid of personality, then sure.
he's not devoid of personality, but he molds himself to others' personality to be what they need, so he can like care for them in the way that he thinks is best. It's
I mean, that's like basically like that's like obluding yourself. You're like getting rid of everything that your own like identity just for somebody else. That seems kind of
Well, that's like, okay, if you're watching a show and somebody's like, I can't make this because, like, I don't do this. This isn't me. Like, say, like, I was just watching Project Runway, this super
Sal stays up
stereotypical
in
thing.
there.
That's
We're back.
something where it's like, I can't make this outfit. It's not me. And then they get eliminated. It's like, see, the problem was it wasn't me. But, like, no, that 100% was them. That was their relationship to that thing. And the relationship was frustration and just, like, a failure. Haas is somebody who can shift himself, even though he's still, like, changing things. It's just another side. Like, he is good at embodying that. So it's comes off as fake to people, but it's not really fake.
I would rather have a grounded person than a chameleon. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's fair. Like, I relate to Haas a lot, which is why I like his route. Like, that's who I typically am as a person. And also, like, he's the only one who is like, hey, Tyson's pretty cool, you guys. Like, Tyson would have no friends if it wasn't for Haas, really. And, like, telling the other people, hey, it's okay, he's cool. And, like, because Tyson has that, he can now kind of, like, be like, okay, now I can understand what a friend is and what maybe something more than a friend is.
I mean, I guess that's one point in his favor.
Josh, your list is
So-
very good. Except for Dean. Other than that, I like it.
Where's Josh's list?
It's on the,
It's on the stream.
yeah.
Oh, it's actually on the stream. Okay.
It's not bad.
I would say, let's see. So S is for solidarity, right? We got that, and like, because that's the only reason that you would like David is like you feel solidarity there, right?
I mean, he's cute.
hmm
And A is for assassins, which makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
I see B is good because B stands for Barrett. Barrett is really good. Barrett is somebody who, when I thought it was just because of the route I was playing, but then I realized, oh no, he always dies in the bad endings on day 10 if you don't get the password, or day 11. And so there are people who really like bears. So, like, basically, he's their Aerith, right? Like, they're like super happy, and then all of a sudden, nope, that's an axe in his neck.
Yeah, yeah.
So B for Barrett. Orlando B, that's fair. I think that your C stands for come on, Josh. Right?
What?
Come on. Dave being C, Osmond being C.
You're right. It should be this.
Look, Osmond injects you with something without your permission. Does that not make him at least a B?
He's a B tier, for sure.
I'm. You know what? Okay, I get it now, because he also at that same time showed you metempsychosis, and I feel like that was probably traumatic enough. Like, I feel like in that sense, like it like
He showed me a big word
transcended
that's
the
scary.
bounds of the story. Yeah, it transcended like being an actual VN to give you actual trauma. So, like, I get why you would put him lower because he hurt you, even if that's usually your thing.
That's why I really hate Roswell.
I mean, I know you hate Ian, but that's kind of rude to put him in.
What?
Whoa.
I have nothing like him. I only have one trait in common.
Okay. How many Smarties have you eaten in the past, like, 2 days?
I have 2 left.
Out of how many?
62.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Clean 60.
I'll eat the last 2. Despite your ass.
D's for diabetes at this point.
I mean,
I brought him to work and ate him there.
What's your problem with Jack?
Yeah,
There's just not a lot of content with him.
Yeah.
true.
So
Like
it's like a
I want to get
protest
to know
right?
him more. Like
Okay.
he'd be up
I
higher if
get
I knew
that.
him better.
You need more of his knife, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a fun character. I will give him that.
I mean, but that's C though. He should be C because he can like cut you, right? He can like stab you. So
You know what? That's fine. I guess
Yeah.
I guess we can do this.
Although D for death.
I think that maybe works a little better.
You know what? You know what? I like this list now. I like this list now. You know why, Josh?
What?
Because you were saying that somebody who has killed Tyson is still better than Roswell.
Roswell killed everyone else. So.
Roswell has
Yeah.
the most blood on his
It's-
hands.
Okay, I'm just saying where your priorities are. It's just I feel like this is more accurate to you.
Probably.
Oh, that's a good one. I think I did an Echo one at some point.
I think my Echo one's really funny, but you know. I feel like
remember
my
that.
smoke room one was far more spicy though.
It was because of Murdoch and A. Like, okay,
That's fair.
that's a choice.
Yeah. He's more of a B.
choice.
I mean, I would put him at S or A, you know.
Yeah, I put him at A. I wouldn't do S, but I put him at A.
Like I like Murdoch a lot. He's probably my second favorite out of the
Right.
route partners. But
Which is why you put others ahead. Like,
well, yeah,
didn't you put-
because like William's raw sex appeal though.
debatable.
I mean, on some level, yeah, but
Like I like the way Murdoch is written.
true.
Murdoch is another Haas. And he's got some Chase. And I appreciate that. He's like a better version of Chase. Where he is at least acknowledged that he's a manipulative person.
I mean, he's also a better version of Haas too,
Yeah.
because he's got himself, but he also has the ability to be like, like to manipulate people. So he's like manipulative, but to a point. And then when he shows himself, he really shows himself. So I like both.
Okay. Some people are. Oh, that's you. Okay. If you get the password wrong on day 11, Roswell gets killed.
Kills you.
Oh.
I still think that Roswell, by getting it wrong, Roswell might have done that to himself. Like, that's my crack theory. Because, like, it feels like a lot of the deaths are just Roswell, like, being like, you know what, today I'm gonna kill myself. And then he just doesn't. And then other people just happen to, like, fall into his plans in, like, a very wacky Scooby-Doo style. And it's like, whoops, I guess they're dead now.
Even
And I
at the
feel like...
beginning, when he dies at the beginning, or
No, that's one of the few times where it's very much not that, because it happens on
Oh.
day 4, which is like weird. That's such a weird out of step with every other route character.
Yeah. Well,
which
Oswin
I
was
find
like, enough is
interesting.
enough. We're going to smother him before he.
Oh yeah. Even if I still think Oswin's probably responsible for at least a few of them.
I like to
And
imagine that Roswell or Dean are responsible for Sal sleepwalking, and Sal just ends up killing them. And they're like, "Oh fuck, shit."
I don't think Dean is responsible. I do think that Roswell could have. I don't know. I still think Roswell's tied to it. But I also think that there's probably a part of things that go on that are like, gosh, it's been almost a week. Nobody's died. How am I going to get somebody to be able to check if this password thing is even working, if the vault's even working? I guess, like, why do you always get a letter from Oswin being like, by the way, here's a password for you?
Yeah.
Like, and it seems fairly plausible.
Oh, that it's
That
Roswell
he
sending you
did
those
something.
and not Oswin?
No, that it's Oswin, because it seems like Oswin did kill Roswell on day 4.
Okay, because there's also that, the note with all the passwords on it.
Yeah. It was probably Roswell's doing.
Yeah. Because there are,
When
like,
Benson
2
is-
actual passwords on there.
Like when
Yep.
Benson is talking about, like, he kept like bringing up family, like when he was talking about who murdered Oswin, and I was like, it sounds like he's kind of hinting that Roswell's involved, because there's all that insinuation that Roswell's related to him. So
Yeah.
You'll get more information whenever you get around to Path D, which I think it's like a fairly huge change.
Oh, is it long?
Like it's actually not that much new in terms of story content. It's just there's 1 or 2 scenes that changes the context of basically everything else, and those scenes are like have huge sweeping implications.
Okay. We'll probably get
That
around
means
to
we're
it
gonna have
next
to see
week, so.
Tyson die.
Yeah.
I don't know, I really don't like that scene with Roswell and Thanatos. That.
Don't
Oh my
worry.
god.
Don't worry. Path D makes that scene so much worse.
good.
Just
I- like,
Ratatouille's his way up the
when
shoulder,
that
like, what the fuck?
And yeah, when that happened, I was just like, this needs to stop. I don't trust it. Like, there's nothing definitive in Path B, but it's very suspicious.
Oh, good, good. I think at some point Osmond calls Roswell a bastard in passing. Oh, okay.
There's a family term.
I guess I didn't take that, like, literally, but...
Could be.
Interesting list, Cody.
Oh.
I have some strong opinions about some of them.
Yeah, Brian should be higher, obviously.
I was about to say, why is Brian
I-
in D?
I do appreciate putting Janice above Jenna, because that is funny to me.
Yeah, I can't complain about that. Like the top 3 there, it's like Leo and then Carl and Kudzu. Yeah, definitely. Like
I'm confused
Yeah.
why TJ is there, but maybe that's just
Yeah.
me.
Carl is like F tier.
no, I mean
Cannot
he's like
stand
good.
him.
He's like good for other reasons.
Like, I guess he's supposed to be, like, the relatable one, but, like...
He's I would like Carl. Like, Carl would be probably one of my favorite characters if it wasn't for Benefits, and Benefits just makes me like loathe
Oh.
him. I think he's trash.
like he's a trash written character, or is he like a trashy person?
No, a trashy person.
Oh, okay.
Or he's like, I've never kissed a guy before, and it's like, you've done literally everything else. Like,
Well,
technically,
but
you're not lying.
I mean, it makes it gay.
But yeah, but the way he treats Flynn, I think, is just really awful.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Which is why, like, the beginning of that route is like, it's so like, if you have the context of Benefits, that beginning of that route is just like,
Oh yeah, where he just kind of like
very
tells
awkward.
Flynn to fuck off.
He tells Flynn to fuck off and that you don't have what I like. And it's just like, it's extremely uncomfortable. Chase is just like, God, and I'm so pissed at Flynn. Like, why is he even here? He's such a terrible person. I'm just like,
I mean, Flynn is an asshole though.
What Flynn cares so much?
Flynn,
Oh yeah, he
I
cares so
have
much
so
about
many
like one
thoughts about
person.
I think Flynn is like the only actual good person in this cast of like the main characters. I think the side characters are actually good people.
Wait. Leo has good intentions.
Does
Yeah.
he?
Well, yeah.
He wants to protect me.
Right.
Yeah. That's. Mhm.
But I do like how in like both Flynn's route and in parts of Jenna's route, like Flynn's really there for people in a weird way.
Have you done Jenna's Bad Ending at all?
I have
you
not.
seen it? Okay, because that's also like a big reflection on Flynn's character.
Oh, okay.
Like it's one of the like standout moments of like, okay, so this is who he is when he's pushed up against a wall, and it's like for me, even like the fact that like that when he's a monster in like the purest form of like Echo, when it's like still the spirits, like when it's partially the spirits controlling him, the fact that he can still back down and realize that like Jenna is getting through to Heather, like speaks to his character, whereas other people just end up like going mad, hurting other people. He is always still, even when it's like controlling him, he's still trying to turn it towards helping other people. And I think that reflects to his character a lot.
Okay.
Because other people just do not do that.
Oh, I
guess
should
you don't
probably
really see
turn
that
off
in
the
TJ's
stream.
route, though.
We're just kind
Yeah,
of
that's
talking.
just that too. That's true.
I'll see you around YouTube. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.